Welcome to another episode of the Backdoor Cut Show. This is Zach. You can find me on Twitter at BarnburnerBro. With me today, I have Richard and Mason, and we're going to break down the crazy free agency that started today. Everyone's been glued to their phones, their televisions, their TV monitors, whatever media device you've been using, your text groups, and we'll kind of go through a lot of these contracts. Plus, got some news on the Grizz on a free agent that we're trying to bring back. That happened successfully. But first, how are you guys doing, Richard? Start with you.
Yeah, man, I'm doing well. Summer is in full effect. It's been a good ass summer. Getting some traveling in. Happy to kind of be back in the M4 a bit and talk some shop tonight. It's just exciting. I'm actually excited to talk about the Grizzlies right now. So let's get it.
Mason, man, how are things in California? Is everyone waiting on Kawhi? That's the one. That's like the big missing piece so far.
Yeah, the mural went up yesterday of Kawhi in his Lakers jersey. LeBron liked it, so
Yeah.
We're just waiting on that to happen. Kawhi, of course, didn't take any meetings today in typical Kawhi fashion.
Dang.
And they announced that just a couple of minutes ago. It's 6:51 Pacific time, so Genie Bus probably been waiting around for his ass all evening, and now it's not going to get to meet with him. But I am excited about that. The Braves are winning, about to sweep the Mets, so that's good. Saw my homie Nate Bargatze, a funny-ass dude. If you haven't seen his Netflix special, The Tennessee Kid, go see it and go see him if he's touring near you. But free agency, man, what a Sunday. It started early, and thankfully Woj dropped the bomb about Jonas Valanciunas on us early. So we didn't have to sit around all day waiting, wondering what was going to happen and how much we were going to overpay. 3 years, $45 million, and I believe it's 16.1 the first year, and then 15, then 13.9. So how you guys feeling about the new contract for JV?
I mean, I like it. I think I was somebody who was in the camp of I would like to see JV back, not necessarily overpaying, but I mean, dude was productive down here. And I think it just took an even greater stance when you saw Jaren and Ja on social media, actively tagging him while he was on his fishing trips to come back. Yo, JV was good. So when Woj dropped that bomb today, initially 345, I'm like, okay, that's solid. And then how I saw how the Grizzlies were structuring it is with, that contract's coming off the books right when Jaren would be due for, maybe his first kind of big payday with the Grizzlies. So, I'm just happy to see the front office making some strategic moves, finally playing chess and not checkers. Chris Wallace checkers, that is. And it's just really
like Connect
exciting.
4.
Yeah, Connect 4. Shout out Chris Wallace. But yeah, man, it was just a solid move. I think JV is going to be a great, strong presence in the post for, our young guys to kind of, bounce off of, and him to, secure that paint a little bit, patrol that paint. And I'm happy to have him in the M for at least, another 3 years.
Yeah, I think the 3 years, that's pretty great. He's 27 now and 55 days, according to Basketball Reference. So, we got him right in his prime. So, yeah. And, he'll come off the books. I mean, like you mentioned, when Jaren's going to be going on his next contract. I think it's pretty great. It's the upper end, I think, of what you would want to pay for him, but still in the totally reasonable range. It wasn't like we ripped him off or anything. So I think all around, no one can really be upset, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, it keeps the team competitive. We have a capable guy at center instead of a random D-League guy playing, the bulk of the minutes. We have someone who we know can produce at a high level. We don't actually know how he and Jaren fit together because they only played 2 games last season before Jaren set out after the All-Star break. But in theory, we all think they're going to be a good fit. And the most important thing is Jonas is a fun dude. He seems like a great locker room dude. You've really never heard a bad word about him. So I'm all for it. Shout out to King Kleiman and the front office making good moves. So let's kind of look at our roster, because we did learn that the front office did not extend a qualifying offer to Tyler Dorsey. Were either of you surprised by that? So he's now an unrestricted free agent.
I can't say I was surprised. For some reason, I liked the very little bit that I got to see of Dorsey last year. I was I was intrigued. I don't know. It may have been that because it was like the last 2 months and there was nothing else to like look for. So I may have like found stupid hope in this random guy that we traded Shelvin Mack for, who I haven't gone through you guys know the basketball tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apparently he's on a team. Shelvin Mack is for TBT. Our guys over on the Theater and College Hoops podcast, also on the Barn Burner Podcast Network, we're going through the rosters, and he was one of the guys listed. And they couldn't remember where he played. But I wanted to like yell through my car radio. I'm like, it was at Memphis last year. How sad is that? And we were talking about him being like one of the best backup point guards in. Oh, geez, rough time.
God,
I digress. So
that 1 week.
That was like 3 weeks.
I know it really was.
But
Monstars, man,
yeah, I guess
that's how we knew Space Jam 2 was coming. The Monstars got his ass bad.
I think that spot's pretty crowded since they just got Grayson Allen in the trade with Utah for Mike. That's going to be a tough spot. I guess they can still bring him back, but that remains to be determined.
Yeah, I think for me it wasn't. I didn't feel any way, whether positive or negative. I think it was another one of those things. It was a numbers crunch. Like Zach mentioned, I think at the end of the year last year it was cool. There was some excitement. Tyler can score. It's kind of reminiscent of Marshawn Brooks 2 years ago. Like we didn't have shit else going for us, and we're like, oh shit, he can put the ball in the bucket. He can score. Like yeah, and then of course the Grizzlies turn around and offer him a contract. But I think Tyler Dorsey is still young. He has a lot of potential. I think he has a place in this league. And I think he just kind of got caught up in the numbers game. I'm not sure if I see the Grizz bringing him back. But it was cool to watch him do his thing a little bit last season. Get the game-winning play called for him in Orlando. Didn't make the shot, but it was very interesting. He got the play called for him. So, yeah, shout out to Tyler Dorsey, man. You and Dylan Brooks will forever be interlinked. So we appreciate you, man.
I'm pretty sure that, like, if he's not on the opening day roster, I'll probably never think about him again. So,
facts.
Yeah, and I mean, who really knows if Dorsey or Grayson Allen's going to be the better player? Like they both showed had some big outbursts last year offensively. Both probably not that great defensively.
Yeah,
but without him, the shooting guard depth chart, we've got Dylan Brooks, Grayson Allen, as you guys mentioned, and then Avery Bradley, who we pushed the date to guarantee his contract back a little later in July. I think it was supposed to be like the 3rd. But that just basically gives the front office more time to try to facilitate a trade or see what happens and decide if we want to, cut ties with Avery. Or I can't imagine that they guarantee his contract for $12 million. But what do you guys think about that? Anything important, or keep going through the roster?
I don't know. Yeah, I can repeat what you said, but yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I don't think he'll be there come opening day.
Yeah. So at point guard, we of course got Ja. DeLon is a restricted free agent, so we'll wait to see if a team offers him, and then the Grizzlies can match it. And then we still got Javon Carter. We just went through the shooting guards. And a small forward, this is where it's pretty crowded. We got Jay Crowder, Kyle Korver, CJ Miles, and Kyle Anderson. And then at power forward, we of course have Jaren, Bruno, maybe Chandler Parsons. We don't know what's going on with him. And then at center, we got JV, Brandon Clark, and Ivan Rabb, who's going to Summer League for the 3rd year. Maybe
he's a veteran presence on that Summer League team.
This is it. This is it. Do or die, man.
Hey, man, I thought he did pretty good last year, but it's just another numbers crunch type thing. You drafted Brandon Clark in the 1st round, so and I don't know what Brandon Clark's going to be in the NBA. I don't think any of us do. We know he's athletic, but we do know Ivan showed some skill last year and was a solid rebounder, but he's just not big enough, really.
Yeah, he either needs to be able to stretch the floor and shoot threes more, which he did in South Haven with the hustle. He shot a pretty decent clip from 3, but he comes to Memphis. He just does not shoot threes with the Grizzlies, and that could be something that would separate him from just like a Deonta Davis or someone,
Ooh.
DeAndre Davis. Somebody signed him, I think. The Rockets maybe to a D-League contract.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like that. So I mean, this roster, we have a lot of flippable pieces, like Kyle Korver. Maybe we make a move with him to someone in the summer. Maybe we waive him. Who knows? CJ Miles could potentially go to a contender, even though his contract's a little bigger. Jay Crowder he's a competitive guy to have with our younger team. We're going to be a competitive team, but the West is freaking stacked, and we'll learn about that as we go through the moves. But it's gonna, as exciting as it is that we have JV back, and even with DeLon back, we'd have a pretty solid team. But it's going to be brutal in the West. And
breaking news: sounds like DeAndre Jordan's going to go. He's signing a what does Woj have? 4-year, $40 million deal with the Nets.
Oh man. Okay, so
damn.
Hello, Brooklyn, man. How y'all feeling about the Nets?
Durant and KD and Kyrie both took less than the max to allow DeAndre to get in there.
Damn, real friends. Damn. Shit. Okay.
How nice of KD to take a discount when he's not going to play for like.
DeAndre was with the Knicks, man. Talk about leveling up. Level up, man. Damn.
So the Nets now have KD, Kyrie, DeAndre Jordan, who I don't know if he'll start over Jarrett Allen, because Jarrett Allen was pretty damn good last year and DeAndre wasn't. Yeah. And then they signed
Garrett Temple, man. G Temp, man. I don't know. I just want him to marry my sister still. He's just a great guy. just a good man.
Were y'all as surprised as I was at how quickly that deal got done? Like they had
his agent, man,
pointed out like that was that man. I'm like,
that was it.
The funniest tweet that I saw about Garrett Temple was from Anthony Sane, and he said the Big Four. So just reference the Big Four.
Yeah,
the Brooklyn now is the Big Four, something like that.
Let's go. Get your money.
That cracked me up.
Then they still got Karis LeVert. They got Spencer Dinwiddie, Cronax, who
true. He was solid. He was solid.
Yeah, and I feel like they got a couple other guys too. But that's going to be a good team in the East, even without KD. Probably not a title contender, but they should be strong. We haven't heard anything about Klay Thompson to the Warriors. That's kind of weird.
Klay is chilling on the beach, man. Probably rolling one up. Got a mojito or some shit. He knows he's good, man. It's just a matter of when, not if.
But yeah, I mean, but they said it was supposed to happen right at 6:01, you know, and 3:01 out here or whatever. So
that's true.
I forgot. I took that for granted as like it already happened, but
true. I assume it will. But let's see what other big ones. Kemba Walker to the Celtics, 4 years, $141 million. Celtics, of course, losing Kyrie and Al Horford.
Yeah.
Celtics, I don't think they're going to be contenders in the East. I think they'll be solid, but I don't think they're going to be contenders even with Kemba.
Yeah, nah, I doubt it. It'll be interesting. I think Kemba bring a nice kind of veteran leadership presence to that locker room, especially for the young guys to look to. But yeah, definitely don't foresee them being like instant title contenders, even to come out of the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, Indiana is a team that might be a title contender. Or at least the Eastern Conference contender. They got Malcolm Brogdon, 4 years, $85 million. They also had to give up a first round and 2 seconds to get him in a sign and trade from the Bucks. And then they signed Jeremy Lamb and TJ Warren to go along with Oladipo, Sabonis, Miles Turner. You guys in on Indiana so far?
Yeah, I liked it. I saw Thad Young sign with Chicago, so I mean, I think that kind of opens the door for those younger forwards like TJ Lee for to probably get some burn next year too. So I'm definitely intrigued by what Indiana's doing, but also, man, Pelicans, man, David Griffin, the GOAT, man, just snagging JJ Redick, that completely came out of left field for me. Was definitely not expecting to see that, but we got JJ in the Southwest Division now, so having Lonzo being able to dish to Zion or kick it out to JJ, man, it's Pelicans gonna be interesting, man.
How many people are on that roster that were on the roster last year?
Drew Holiday,
Etwan Moore, maybe.
Yeah,
Randall's going to the Knicks for $20 million a year.
Get paid, Drew. Get paid, man.
Yeah, so I mean, the
It's a friggin'
Southwest
fun
Division,
team.
New Orleans is going to be fun. Dallas signed Porzingis to a 5-year, $158 million contract. They, of course, got Luka, and then everyone's saying that they're ready to strike on some smaller moves once a couple dominoes fall. So I don't know what they're going to do, but, Dallas kind of notoriously misses out on free agents usually. So
Right.
we'll see how that goes. Who else we got? We got Houston in the division, and I saw they got Gerald Green back.
Yeah, and Daniel House.
Daniel House, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I like Daniel House.
Me too. Shout out D Rose though, man. 2 years, $15 million, even though it's in Detroit.
Detroit. I guess they needed a 6-man. Are
I
they going to keep
guess.
Reggie Jackson? Like they play the same position.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but the boy Chris Middleton, 178 mil. Boy, I see you.
Yeah. I saw ESPN Stats and Info said that only Westbrook and Curry have signed for larger deals, and that's the highest contract ever for a second round
pick.
Draft pick. Yeah, he's
That's
39.
crazy.
Way to go, Chris.
And they also brought back Brook Lopez, Mr. 3-pointer himself.
And George Hill as well.
Oh, they brought him back. So Brook got 4 years, $52 million. Jonas got 3.45. Jonas maybe a little more valuable, and we also
he's a lot younger. Brook's over 30 already, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's 31, 32, so he's going to be pretty old towards the end of that.
Yeah, and I mean, we can afford to overpay someone right now because our best players are on their rookie deals.
Yeah.
So, Thomas Bryant to the Wizards, he 3 years, 25. So I just bring those up to kind of show that JV's contract is pretty good value because he's a lot better than Thomas Bryant. And, probably will be more valuable than Brook over the time, hopefully.
Yeah.
The Spurs keep staying in the Southwest Division. Ed Davis has agreed to a 2-year deal with the Jazz. So the Jazz beefing up. They lose Derek Favors, I'm assuming. So they got Ed Davis to come in off the bench behind Gobert. They got Bogdanovich from Indiana, that one, right? That's the that's the one they got.
That's the one.
He's like the 3-4. He's the one that's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Then what else the Kings do? They got Harry B.
Re-up Harrison.
4 years, 85. Some people think that's a little steep, but I mean Harrison Barnes can play and defend different positions. So how you guys feel about Harrison Barnes on that contract? Is that out of the contract so far, what are some of the worst ones? And the Kings also got Dwayne Dedmon and Trevor Ariza. So Kings spending some money.
What does Trevor Ariza want? Like Phoenix, Sacramento. Like I guess he's.
Is Sacramento a playoff team? Sacramento a playoff team next year?
Nah, not yet. Not yet.
Do y'all think Dwayne Dedmon's better than Willie Cauley-Stein?
TBD. WCS was kind of trending up last year.
Yeah. He wants out, right?
Better. But his defense sucks.
Cauley-Stein wants out, right?
Yeah, he wanted to be an unrestricted free agent, but they said, nah, that ain't how this works.
Damn.
Keep going. I think Scary Terry to Charlotte, 3 years, 58. I think that's a little high for him. For a guy that's averaged, his highest average was 11 points, 3 assists a game, to be paying him almost $20 million. Seems a little high. But I mean, they were obviously desperate after Kemba not staying, which apparently they didn't offer him anywhere near that max,
right?
According to sources, and by that I mean Twitter, someone who actually has sources.
I mean, shit. Rudy Gay got 2 years, $32 million from the Spurs.
That's a bad one.
Like that's a terrible.
I don't even know how old Rudy Gay is. I just know he's been playing since I've been watching basketball.
Right.
They also signed former Grizz Damari Carroll. Antonio. I don't think I have a worse contract yet. I don't like the Aminu signing for Orlando. They also locked up Vucevic 4 years, $100 million.
That's a good one, I think.
Yeah, so that's 25 per year. I mean, we'll see if he's worth it. It's not going to make them like title contenders, but yeah.
No, but I don't think they could afford to lose him.
Yeah, I mean, what
Unless you're trading him
Orlando,
to get them
they could. I mean,
They
if
got
they're trying to be good.
Jonathan Isaac, like they keep drafting all these young bigs, but who don't have a chance to really play.
yeah, they got Aaron Gordon. Like,
Aaron Gordon, all these
don't
dudes
they
are like
still got
the
it?
same size.
Then they got like DJ Augustine as their point guard, and they got Fournier, who, he was like every Ball boy's favorite shooting guard for a while, and then they're like, all right, man, this dude's just average as hell. Like that's why the Magic are just average. Like they got a bunch of average players, and they re-signed Terrence Ross too, 4 years, $54 million.
I thought he was gonna go somewhere else, so that surprised me.
They aren't going to make the playoffs this year, I bet.
You don't think they will?
Well, now you're questioning me.
I don't.
I don't think though. They squeaked in there, and I think that with how much I don't know. I gotta look. Don't give me that. Miami. I think Miami adding Butler would make them is going to jump them up a couple spots.
Yeah, I just don't want to see D'Lo go to Minnesota, man, and languish away.
Yeah,
I don't want to see that.
But I mean, where else is he gonna go? LA maybe if Kawhi doesn't.
The Lakers.
I hope so.
I want him to
be
go
on a
to
good
the
team.
Lakers. I want him to go to Lakeland. They need a one. They need a point guard. Magic's gone. That whole regime is gone. All of the feelings are in the past. It's set up perfectly. I would love to see D'Lo in Lakerland.
I want to watch him play basketball. So I hope he goes somewhere where I can watch him play basketball.
I mean, I can't think of teams that need a point guard. Orlando does, but they don't have any money. Charlotte just signed Terry. Miami doesn't really have any money. Wizards don't have money. Hawks have Trey. The Bulls, I guess they could use a point guard. The Cavs got like 2 or 3 point guards.
Right.
The Knicks could use a little bit of everything. Warriors, Nuggets, Blazers, Rockets, Jazz, Thunder, Spurs, Clippers. None of them are taking a point guard. The Kings got a point guard. The Lakers need a point guard, so there's your one chance. Minnesota needs a point guard. The Grizzlies don't. The Pelicans got Lonzo. The Mavs got Luka, and the Suns just signed Ricky freaking Rubio.
The Suns.
Yeah, 3 years, 51.
So
James
good
Jones,
job, Ricky.
What are you doing, James Jones?
in
Bro.
saying that for D'Lo, like the market might dry up, and he might end up having to take something less and join the Lakers, and not get that max deal that everybody was thinking about. But also for DeLon Wright, like there's not a lot of suitors out there for a point guard.
Yeah.
Not solely a point guard, maybe a 6-man combo guard, which is what DeLon kind of is. But I hope it works out for us and we get to keep him around.
Yeah, do you think anyone – I mean, we talked before the show and kind of went through some of the teams. It doesn't seem like the options for people who would be able to pay for a backup 6th, 7th man, be able to pay, that mid-level money or however much the Memphis is willing to pay. It's like that market's not really there. So if Memphis wants to keep him, then they definitely can.
Yeah, I think he'll be a Grizzly next season for sure.
Same.
Seems like a safe bet. And I'm cool with that. I enjoyed watching him.
Yeah. I mean, after next season, all we have on the books will be JV for $15 million, Kyle at 9.5, Jaren at like 7.2, Jai at 7.6, Clark somewhere around $4 million, and then Grayson somewhere around $4 million if we want to keep him, and then whatever DeLon's contract is. So that should be a pretty solid core, and then you have some money to trade and accept people or try to get a free agent. But the future looks bright for the Grizzlies, man. This is a weird feeling. Like it changed so quickly. Like it all changed with the lottery luck, man. Like the new lottery really saved us, saved the Pelicans. Like
Yeah.
You might say it was rigged, like to help the small markets. Although the Knicks swing and a miss yet again, man. They had high hopes of Zion, KD, Kyrie, and they got Julius Randle
And Taj Gibson.
Why is he going to New York? Like, you should be trying to play in the playoffs, Taj.
They're fucking terrible, man. They're fucking terrible. They're a joke.
They got, I guess they got RJ Barrett and Kevin Knox,
Who do the same exact thing.
Yeah, and then DSJ and Frank Nidolinka. So
good old Frank.
What's I haven't had a chance to look, but what's the deal with this guy that the Pelicans signed? This EuroLeague guy? Any idea?
Oh man, I don't know nothing about dude. Nikos Milicic or something like that.
No, that's the one that left.
No,
are you just subbing out one EuroLeague
their
guy?
names are similar. I'm pretty sure.
I think it's Nicolo Melli, and Mirotic's
Yeah,
the one
Nicolo
that's
Melli,
going back to Europe.
Yeah.
I like Mirotic's game. I'm bummed
Me
that he's
too.
leaving.
He can shoot that hoe. But they said Melly was like the EuroLeague Finals top scorer or something.
I don't know what that means. Is
Me
that like
neither.
one game or is that?
They say he
I'm
played
not
in
gonna lie.
Turkey. He's 28, so he's right in his prime, I'm assuming. So yeah, I just want to see a Pelicans game, man. Got to.
Dude, I guess they'll be at the Forum twice this year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Hell yeah.
Philly
Interesting.
re-upped with Tobias, and Mike Scott, and they got Al Horford. Like, so they're gonna be big as hell. They're gonna probably start Ben Simmons. They got Josh Richardson in the sign and trade with Miami.
Yeah.
Then they'll have Tobias, Al Horford, and Embiid. That's a big, slow team.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're gonna try to bring McConnell back now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Some
They
things
would
were
need
looking at
backup
him.
point guard. Hey, I don't know how much money they got, but if they could get DeJuan right, he might be a good fit for him.
DeLon would be solid in Philly. Yeah, he would. Yeah.
Let's keep that under wraps.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, because I was reading all these articles like about the Grizzlies who we might get in for free agency, and I just remember seeing Tobias Harris come across like my screen on Athletic.
Yeah,
I was like, "This is."
Come on, Shams.
I
Don't
was
be
like-
fooling
I was
with
like,
us.
no, Maury. Like, I know you and Zach are like Twitter besties, but nah, bro. Like, this isn't gonna work.
yeah.
Let's just debate barbecue, man.
Barbecue and burgers.
Let's get it.
Damn, Ed Davis never gets paid, man. 2 years, 2 years, $10 million. Like,
Poor guy.
Oh, Ed,
he's usually pretty good too.
former
Took
Grizzly,
rebounds.
right? He was a Grizzly
Yeah.
for a minute, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he never really got too much of a chance.
Did we talk
Yeah.
about Dame?
Dame, extended. Gonna be getting $54 million when he's 34 years old.
And he dropped the hottest diss track of summer 2019. I might add.
Oh man, going at Marvin Bagley.
Came for Bagley's soul.
Yeah, then I saw Bagley. He was like, man, I respect Dame, man. That was just all in fun.
Right. Sure it was.
Yeah, so Dame got a big extension. I mean, so it's what you got to do. It's part of it. That $54 million may not look that big down the road in 4 years with new sponsorship revenue and when the cap increases and stuff.
Yeah,
we always get so shocked by the initial figure, and then by the time we roll around to it, it's like, oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, kind of same thing with Mike. Everyone was like, oh my gosh, he's not even an all-star. He's got the highest contract ever. And then now, he's like 30th or something.
Yeah.
That's not actually factual. I don't know where he ranks. But
Man, Chris Middleton's kind of scares me. He's not like a superstar, he's just like a secondary player. And 5 years, $178 million. Whew.
He must be Giannis's boy.
Has to be. Yeah. Giannis wanted to keep him. I mean, they had 4 free agents, and I'm assuming that they took Giannis's, like, I'm assuming, preferences under consideration. Like, who do you need us to bring back?
Losing Brogdon's not good for them, I don't think.
Yeah, no, bro, I like Brogdon a lot.
So are they adding anyone, or they haven't added anyone yet, or
No, they just re-up Chris, Brooke, and George Hill.
Okay, I'm curious to see who they're able to swipe in there to kind of feel like you got to get better. You obviously didn't get to the finals this year, so what are you going to do to get there next year?
Yeah, I'm assuming DiVincenzo is probably going to get some more burn next year. Hopefully, I'd like to see what he has.
The old ragu.
Oh yeah.
So Zach, if you are all of a sudden Kawhi Leonard, where are you signing?
Let's see my options with. Probably it'd be tough not to stay in Toronto, honestly.
So that's what you would do.
I think I would just stay in Toronto. Yeah.
How about you, Rich?
Oh nah. Uncle Dennis is a Laker fan, Kawhi, Southern California. You got to take what Uncle Dennis wants into consideration. Uncle Dennis is responsible for 80% of Kawhi's decisions. So shout out to Uncle Dennis, man. And I would just love, of course, Laker bias coming into play right now, but I would love to see Kawhi. I think it's just kind of set up perfectly. When you look at the moves that a lot of those Eastern Conference powers made, they're only going to get better. You look at Philly, you look at Milwaukee, they're only going to get better. And when you're looking out West, I don't think there's a way in which you say there are two better players you could be playing alongside than LeBron James and Anthony Davis. And now Woj came out with that report like 2 or 3 days ago, like KD and Kawhi are thinking about teaming up, which was clearly like, that bullshit.
Come on, Woj, don't do us like that.
But yeah, I think that was kind of like, so maybe Kawhi isn't against, teaming up with somebody, having some friends.
Well, and then the other one was Kawhi and Jimmy Butler for the Clippers, and now Butler's in Miami, so that's off the table. So now
I think it's literally the red carpet. Like, come home, Kawhi. Like, if he were to go to the Clippers, I would be more hurt. Like, I would love, like, if you don't want to come to the Lakers, just stay in Toronto. Live it up, be the king of the North. Got a whole country on your back. But I think the stars are aligning perfectly for Kawhi Leonard to bring it back home to sunny Southern California, man. They got the beach, the ladies, the weather. They got Mason. Like, what more do you need? Like, that's it. That's all you need in life, man.
What it do, baby? Come on, Kawhi.
Your tickets are going to be a lot more expensive if he's there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they're going to be
paying.
Yeah, because I would love to see Kawhi.
No nights off at the Staples Center.
I'd love to see D'Lo in purple and gold again as well. So either or, man, as long as, Lakers are able to get one of those guys, I'm a happy camper, to be honest.
Yeah, and I mean, what's the likelihood if he returns to Toronto? They're probably going to lose Danny Green and maybe a couple other pieces. What is the likelihood that they could actually win the title again? Because they had a lot of fortunate bounces, that 76ers game, with the Kawhi shot, then the injuries to the Warriors, like that. It feels like they seized the moment. And if I was Kawhi, I just don't think I would be confident in our abilities to run that back. And then shit just gets sour.
Right. The way in which he had to overexert himself and put that team on his back game in and game out. Granted, shout out Pascal Siakam, really great player. But Kawhi, like, even after going through load management this year, like, so much is on his shoulders for the Raptors to be successful. Like, bro, you tired, take a night out, bro. AD will get you 35, bro. Bron will get you a triple-double. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Dennis in the suite, with Jeannie Buss sipping on, like, Chardonnay. Like, it's beautiful. Let's get it, man.
Yeah, never underestimate the power of Masai.
Very true. Shout out Masai, man.
I don't know. We don't know what he has up his sleeve. So he could do something crazy midseason. I don't know.
Yeah, Masai's got big balls.
Jimmy Butler might end up there somehow.
Right. He's
from South Beach to Toronto. That's gotta be
mid-season rentals for Jimmy Butler.
I mean, the one downfall for Kawhi joining the Lakers is that their bench is not going to be very deep, and the load management may be tougher to come by.
So bad.
I mean, if one of them gets hurt, then they're just like not a good team.
I mean, yeah, they are.
Okay, they're like a playoff team, but you can't like.
We could round out the starting five and be the sixth man, and they'd be pretty damn good. I mean, this is a legacy move. Like you come to the Lakers and you win a championship. That's your third championship on 3 different teams. That's not a lot of people do that. Like LeBron will have done it, but not a lot of other greats have done that. It's just like Kevin Durant's move is a legacy move. Like, neither of these guys are worried about the money. They've had opportunities to take big cash grabs in the past, and they've turned those down. They're making plenty of money. Kevin Durant's move is a legacy move because no one respects his titles that he has for the most part. He joined the best team ever. Kawhi's not doing that. He's joining a depleted team that's going to have some scrubs around the top 3. But both of these moves are to cement their legacies in very different ways, and it's very interesting.
That's a good point. It's a good point. I just can't wait. Like, so many. I feel like there are so many teams that are going to be equal with each other.
Yeah, so So who do we think we'll be equal with as Grizzlies fans? Who do we think we'll be equal with? Let me pull up the list of teams in the Western Conference. The Suns. We think we should be equal or better than the Suns, right?
Yeah.
Better than the Suns.
Better than the Suns. Okay. I mean, they got
Wolves.
Rubio. They gave away T.J. Warren for no reason. And who'd they draft?
They still have Josh Jackson, who just hasn't panned out at all.
Yeah.
They traded one of their picks. They could have just drafted a point guard.
Yeah, but they did take Kobe White when he was right there. They took fucking that shooter.
Yeah, why did they not take White?
Oh, yeah. They took Cam Johnson, right?
Cam Johnson. And like number what 11, bro. Like what?
Kobe White was shocked. He couldn't believe it.
Right, he was like,
I had Kobe circled as like a guy you'd want to have, like third best point guard in the draft.
Yeah,
well,
like I'd say no question, like you pick him.
Well, he had went before that, but like when they were interviewing him and they told him Cam Johnson got picked, and he couldn't believe it. He was shocked.
What? So we got the Suns. Okay, what about the Mavericks? What do y'all think about that?
So they got Luka, and Luka was hurt at the end of last year, right? Or no?
Maybe.
Okay.
Luka didn't. There's no point in Luka playing.
Yeah.
And we know Porzingis is coming off the torn ACL. Who they re-upped with Dwight? Not Dwight.
Dwight Powell.
Dwight Powell. Yeah, Dwight Powell. They probably got a couple more moves. They might be a little bit ahead of us, honestly.
For sure. We got
depending on Porzingis.
Yeah, I think the tier that we're in is like Wolves, Suns, Mavs, and us. Like towards the bottom.
Wolves, if they get D'Angelo, I mean, they're gonna have to do something with Wiggins, so they're losing him.
Well, yeah, D'Lo.
We might be better than the Wolves, man.
Yeah, it depends
if they have D'Lo and Cat, I guess that they're better than Ja and Jaren at this point in their careers.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of our little tier. Like nobody else in the Western Conference. Yeah, it's.
Well, see, the thing that's going against us is we have a rookie point guard, and like that's just usually a recipe for not a very good NBA team.
Yeah, some growing pains for sure.
Yeah.
The Pelicans, probably more talented than us all around, probably in a higher class. The Kings, maybe a year ahead of us, year or two ahead of us.
I think so.
Especially now with Ariza and Deadman. They're ahead of us. So, and the Spurs, they got two all-star caliber players in DeRozan and Aldridge, so they're of course ahead of us, and then all the other playoff teams are. So it's
you got Shai and Montrez down in LA. The Clippers, the Jazz did their thing. The Rockets are a hot mess, but they're still the Rockets.
Are the Rockets the biggest loser of the offseason so far?
There's just so much internal discord, and even the signings they made today, it was just kind of like, okay, like cool. And they actively came out and were like, oh, we're trying to get Jimmy. Like, we want Jimmy Butler. We're working all these channels. Jimmy Butler's in fucking Miami. So you just got another year pretty much running it back with these guys who supposedly don't even really like each other, according to sources.
Is Uncle what's your uncle's name?
Uncle Dennis.
It's Uncle Dennis, your source.
Yeah, so like
he's sipping wine with Jenny Buss and Jenny Buss.
Hey, they just got to throw those smoke screens out there, man.
Like the Rockets and the Thunder and the Spurs aren't really making any big splashes in free agency.
Oh yeah, I think the Thunder re-up. Was it Nerlens today? I think they re-up Nerlens.
Right, and the Clippers are probably in that same tier with those teams if they don't get Kawhi.
Yeah. So where does Portland fall?
Well, Portland, so they re-upped with Rodney Hood on I think he got like $8 million a year, and then they also got Kent Bazemore. So they got some more guards. They're probably going to lose Cantor. They'll get Nurkic back.
Yeah.
Portland's probably top 4 in the West, I would assume.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really see him falling too much.
Yeah, I can't.
There's not a whole lot of change going on there.
Who else? The Nuggets. I mean, they're basically remaining unchanged. I think Millsap opted in, I think, to $30 million. So they should still be at the top of the West. The Warriors are probably going to fall down next year.
Yeah. Where you got the Lakers?
I mean, you got to say they're top 3 or 4, even if they only have 4 players.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
you got
like
two of the top 6 players in the league. Like
the top of the West isn't as scary to me anymore, but the competitive balance seems to be stronger than it has been over the past, quite
10
a
years.
while, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the timeline for Clay's return from ACL? What's that?
I mean, he might be back towards the end of the season and play in the playoffs. So the Warriors, they could be a postseason threat, but they're going to be battling for home court.
Yeah,
that's probably going to be their goal going into the season. The
Yeah.
Jazz, the Nuggets, the Lakers, and the Thunder and Rockets should be the top 5 seeds unless the Clippers get a superstar. And the
Warriors,
only superstar left is Kawhi.
Yeah, the Warriors got to re-sign Looney. Like I think that's for sure. They need to re-sign Looney.
Oh.
And I heard like some teams are interested in Quinn Cook as well. So it'll be interesting to see like how
I thought the Knicks were interested in him.
Yeah, I guess that's what you end up with. So
I mean, like they don't have DSJ and Frank Ntilikina, but okay.
Nothing they do surprises me anymore, man. Ever.
All right, insider update. Noel's asked OKC for time to reevaluate his earlier commitment. How do you do that?
What?
Oh, wow.
Sides are continuing discussions.
Oh,
that's
shit.
why the moratorium. Somebody must have said we'll give you more money.
DeAndre Jordan shit.
Yeah. And let's see. Shams said that Bucks are trying to get Robin Lopez to play with this bro.
Oh,
in Milwaukee, yeah. And then Mike Muscala is going to go to Oklahoma City.
Mike Muscala, he was supposed to be the Lakers shooter at the deadline last year.
Yeah, he
couldn't throw that shit in the ocean. So good luck, Mike. I hope you make it rain in OKC.
Yeah, that's the team that OKC could be good, or they could just underperform yet again.
Yeah, I think they are what they are.
We got a Sham saying now that Dragic was not included as part of the framework, so he's still in Miami. Shams, don't do this again to us. There's two. Is his brother still in the league?
Drama. No, his brother long gone.
Okay, so we only have one Dragic to worry about. It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
Sounds wilding.
New Orleans is about to get Derek Favors. Okay.
Damn,
New Orleans is gonna be tough, man. They're gonna be a very competitive team, I think.
Oh, they're gonna be so fun. Jesus, that's league pass all day.
Yeah, so we joked about the Rockets being the real losers. The Knicks are the real losers. They traded Kristaps Porzingis to clear up space, and they got Taj Gibson and Julius Randle. Like, we cannot overstate.
And then their fucking GM came out with this fucking quote like, we are committed to building a championship contender, and we know that with the proper drafting and recruits in the future. Well, shut the hell up.
Yeah, that was after they kind of played the like we didn't want to offer him because his injury. We didn't want to offer Kevin Durant. Well, what about Kyrie? What about Jimmy Butler? What about any other good player? Like, get out of here with that nana boo boo shit. Like, like the Knicks are so awful. Like, they have so many fans and they just continuously get disappointed. Like, I don't know how you could still support the Knicks. Like, shout out to Spike Lee and them, because Spike just needs to buy the damn team somehow
or something. Dolan's got to get out of there, man. Dolan's got to go.
But it is pretty funny, man. Like, at least it ain't us.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, remember the days when we talked about, is Memphis one of the worst run franchises? I think that is, at least at present moment, that is definitely not the case.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Knicks are terrible. Brooklyn, I just want to see those Coogee-inspired Biggie jerseys, man. Kyrie and KD, that's just going to be icy as hell.
That will be fresh.
Those are going to be fresh as hell.
I mean, so we kind of determined we're going to be the bottom tier of the Western Conference. So we know that the pick next year is protected 1 through 6. If it's 1 through 6, we get it. If not, it conveys. We also know the new draft lottery makes it hard to project anything based on our record. So we're gonna go out there and try to win games. We probably won't, like you said, because Ja and Jaren have to learn how to win. JV can't, obviously can't carry a team. What are you looking forward to most about next season, other than obviously seeing Ja play and throwing lobs? Like, what are you trying to see?
Like just from a Grizzlies standpoint or from NBA?
Yeah, no,
overall?
NBA. That's way too much.
Grizzlies, dang. I guess I'm looking to see which guy that didn't do much last year actually ends up turning out good. Like, will Dylan Brooks turn out to be a pretty good player? We don't really know from last year because he only played like less than 20 games. He started off real slow, then he started to catch fire. Like, what is he actually? Well, how does Kyle Anderson fit? Kind of some of those question marks. Because like Kyle, he's part of the mid-range plan. What has he got? 3 more years?
Mm-hmm.
So he's on the same timetable as Jonas. Like, how does Jenkins end up using him? Because like I thought he was best when he had the ball in his hands, as a point forward, but JB really didn't give him that opportunity too much. Could Javon Carter be an NBA player? I don't know. We'll see. Those are things that I'm going to be kind of looking for.
Didn't look like
it.
Some days.
Yeah, I think I'm really interested to see. I'm really intrigued by Kyle. Again, just because I think that he can do so much on the floor, and the injuries and lack of just kind of fit last year really kind of hindered that process. And I think he is somebody that wants to come out and have something to prove, as well as Dylan, who kind of had a lost year as well. And aside from, of course, like Ja and Jaren and seeing those, hype moments, I'm really excited to see Brandon Clark because people were really, really high on him after the draft and were saying how the Grizzlies got a steal and we were one of the winners of the draft. But I really want to see like where actually he fits on the court because he's kind of a undersized 4, but he's a banger. Of course, uber athletic, intelligent player. So I'm definitely just interested to see like the opportunity he'll be given from the jump and see, what he does with it.
Very true. What about you, Mace?
Man, I'm kind of worried about Brandon Clark. I know everyone loved him, but there is a reason he fell and, fell down to 21 when some people had him top 10, top 15. But I just don't. I mean, he's athletic, but I don't see a lot of skills, like what separates him from DJ Steffens. That's what I'm excited to learn about Brandon Clark. And how can he play? Can he be Darrell Arthur? Can he knock down a mid-range jumper?
Yeah.
Just how does that big rotation work with also getting Bruno minutes at the 4, and potentially Kyle minutes at the 4 where he plays the point forward. So, man, and then how we manage these assets, what we do with Kyle Korver's contract, Avery Bradley's contract, which we might just waive that, but still we got some pieces. Jay Crowder's expiring. What do we have in Grayson Allen, man? Like, we all probably don't care too much for Grayson Allen, but now he's on our team, and we got to cheer for him. So
right.
the shooting guard spot is really up for grabs with like Dylan Brooks and Grayson Allen. Basically, that's it. Like, so it's gonna be.
Do you see a spot for Jay Crowder on this team?
Yeah, I think you got a guy that plays hard, and as long as he's locked in, I think he's a great fit. Always seems like a good dude and can stretch the floor, play defense, get out and run up and down with this team.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun to see how we run with Valanciunas. And then also how Valanciunas goes to kind of being backseat to Jaren Jackson with everything operating through him. The shot distribution between our big 3, I guess, Jaren, Ja, and JV, like everything's going to be fascinating to see. Can Ja shoot?
It's fun to like not have expectations and not to be like necessarily looking at the overall outcome of the game, but more so like just the nuances inside of the game. Like if you're the type of fan that's listening to this show, then you likely have an interest in that type of, or like that part of a basketball game.
like the 1920 season will be graded on a scale basically, and the scale is basically like how much you improve from week to week, game to game, and just learning how to win. And our hope, the hope, honestly, is that they put like a winning streak together sometime like after the new year, and they look like they can somehow form a compatible NBA team that can go out there and win games in the future.
Very true.
Like if you can capitalize when teams are just in that mid-season slog, and like you can come out and play harder than them and beat them, that will excite me.
Very true. We should have a exciting year. Got Summer League coming up.
Man.
It starts tomorrow, I think.
That roster, man.
It's kind of sad.
It's basketball, though, man. We're talking about basketball. We're talking about players, but we don't get to see them for 6 months.
Yeah.
So who's playing? We got Rab and Grace. No, Grayson Allen can't play.
I think
Javon Carter.
Yeah, Rab, Javon, Dusty Hannas.
And then Grayson Allen will join them on July 6th. And I guess Brandon Clark will too.
Yeah, that'd be good to get a peek at him.
And Jaren got the "You're Too Good for Summer League," which I'm cool with.
Hey, I'm cool with it too.
And then Ja got the "Now you're gonna get completely healthy and you're not gonna play Summer League either." I guess John Conchar, our new two-way guy from Purdue, Fort Wayne. I guess he'll join the team July 1st. I think that's when that can become official. The signing him to a two-way, taking Julian Washburn's spot. Is Uta's on the Summer League squad?
Yeah, Uta's out there too.
Okay, so he's our other two-way guy. That John Conchar guy played in the Summit League, so not against the most high-level athletes, but hey, his highlight tape, he can shoot it.
He was dunking on fools too.
He was dunking on folks, man.
He could distribute.
He got up a little bit. I was like, okay, John. All right, dog.
Yeah, so that's kind of exciting to see, but maybe a diamond in the rough. Chris Harrington said that Kevin Pelton has been writing about this guy as one of like the college players that his analytics loved for the past couple of seasons. So, I mean, the guy is old. He played in college like 4 or 5 years, but hey, if you can find a cheap playmaker on the wing, that never hurts. I mean, we'll see how it translates because, like I said, he was not playing against NBA quality athletes.
Yeah, now Summer League will be a good time. I saw like on Ja, he's in Salt Lake City right now with the team. So I think it's just a cool time for them to kind of bond a little bit. Even though Ja can't play, like being able to assume, a vocal leadership role and just being around the guys, I think will go a long way. Just for that camaraderie in a sense. So yeah, I mean, Summer League, like Zach said, it's basketball. So always excited to see some basketball. So we'll see what happens.
Cool. I think that about does it for us. Unless you guys got anything else.
No, I'm good.
That was a good data dump. I'm sure so much we'll wake up to so much more. You guys will be listening to this Monday and on. I hope you guys have a good 4th of July holiday. Go follow the Barn Burner Podcast Network on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Podcast. We're now on Anchor FM, so check us out there. Also on Twitter at Backdoor Cut Show. My Twitter handle is BarnBurnerBro. And what do you guys for Twitter? I know Richard, yours has changed a few times.
Okay. Yeah, I got hacked once. The hate is real out here. The haters be lurking. But you can follow me at What You Mean, man. That's 2 underscores. What You __ me. Hit your boy up.
Yeah, man. I'm at Barn Burner Slim. Let's go, Grizz. Let's facilitate a trade. Do something, man. I'm itching for a little more.
Yeah.
We'll see what King Climate has up his sleeve.
Hey, shout out, baby. Seems like we are in good hands.
See you guys.
Peace.
Holler.